Every once in a while you get the chance to go back to retrace your steps, stand in the same places, and see if they feel the same. But the thing about photography, and really about any adventure, is that no two moments are ever identical. The landscapes might be familiar, but the light is different, the weather shifts, and you change too. You see things a little different. That's why I'm here. The trip is about revisiting some of my favorite spots in Canada, places I've been before but never captured quite like this. I'll be spending the first night out camping and just enjoying the stillness before I head out to chase some waterfalls. It's about experiencing these places all over again with fresh new eyes, and to do that you have to be at the right place at the right time. Alright, so I just got up here to Vancouver, and then I'm gonna head straight into the campsite first while the sun is still out in the sky. The whole purpose of me coming up here is to recapture some of the old footages and photos from the past times that I've been here. So I'm excited to see what's changed during the times. I think the last time I was here was maybe a year and a half ago. So yeah, long story short, that is the plan for this whole weekend. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's a campfire right there. So if I can't find a spot down here, that is going to be the backup. All right, so this is the spot that I was looking on getting. Looks like I'm the only one here, which is really nice. I'm gonna walk around a bit just to see if there's any other spots that's somewhat a little more secluded, because this is just one giant open area. I'm gonna go down here. Looks like somewhat of a boat launch. Looks like there's a spot here, and then one right there. I guess that's another one over there. But it's been a long drive, so I'm just gonna relax here for a bit. There is a bunch of spots way down over there, so I may want to go check that spot out. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of like camping spots and picnic tables and stuff. I wonder if this is a paid spot. I didn't really see any signs saying that this was like a paid campground. It just said it was a recreational spot. So if I walked across a little bit, it looks like you can get down here. Let's walk over to the other side. But yeah, this place took a lot longer than I anticipated to get here. I did a lot of stops though, so that's kind of one of the reasons. But super secluded, super nice. If you love nature, this is like the spot to be. Anyways, I'm gonna pick a spot and then I think I'm gonna start making some food. So I'm right there. I think I might back up into the spot with this little table, picnic table over here. And then tomorrow, I think we're gonna chase some waterfalls. So stay tuned for that.
kind of want to be a little more personable, especially as I continue to make videos and everything. Not just some dude that just comes out here solo and just enjoys the scenic, even though I do. Yeah, I want to be a little more personable, and I think you guys do as well, because I made a little community post on YouTube not too long ago about my next videos and what I wanted to do in between of camping and doing all of this photography and stuff. And one of the most voted selection was the FAQ style videos. And so like over the years, I've collected some questions that you guys had, wrote them down, and in some of these videos, as I go camping and as I have some downtime, like right now I'm making food that's not gonna be ready for maybe like 2 or 3 hours. So kind of want to answer some of the questions that you guys had. I think one of the biggest ones was what inspired me to actually do all of this. And I answered that question in one of my other videos. If you guys want to watch that or listen to that, you guys don't have to, but I'll link it above. One of the other most asked questions that I do get is how do I plan all of this? How do I plan my trips, and how do I decide where to go and what to do and all that stuff? Long story short, I spend a lot of time just on Google Maps, Onyx Off-Road, Google Earth, and there's another app called the Overlander app. It's a pretty cool app that just shows all the like dispersed camping or any park areas that you guys can park at. So oftentimes like rest stops will be on the Overlander app. Walmart parking lots, even though you can't really stay there anymore, but stuff like that. So generally what I like to do and how I like to plan all of this is I'll open up Google Maps, All Trails, Google Earth, and Onyx Off-Road kind of simultaneously in like separate tabs and all that stuff. Over the years, I just had spots saved up. And I just, every time I see something, I'll just save it on the map. And then when I get bored, like how I am today, I'll go out and see if I can knock some of those spots off the list. So right now I'm in Canada, in British Columbia, up near Chilliwack, if I pronounce that right. There's a ton of spots around that area that I have saved all over. For days like today, I want to mark some of those off the list and check them out and just go and explore. I'll just pinpoint on the map directions for each individual ones, see how long it takes to get to each of those spots, and then I'll open up the Onyx Off-Road and Overlander app just to see where all the campsites are and plan out my trips like that. So I know if I want to be at a spot for sunrise or sunset, I'll need to plan ahead to see where the campsites are, so I'm at least in the area in itself. For example, today I wanted to check out this camp spot because I didn't want to find this spot at night, which would be a nightmare. No pun intended, but yeah, I wanted to do it during the day so I can see all the spots, and then later in the day or later tomorrow, I guess, and I'll go out and do some hikes. So that's kind of how I plan my trips, and I've been doing that for the last maybe year or two.
Some waterfalls you can hear before you even see them. The rush of water cutting through the trees, echoing through canyons, and then as you get closer, the mist starts to creep in, catching in the light. And that's when you know you're in for something special. This is Cascade Falls, one of British Columbia's hidden gems. It's not the biggest waterfall out there, but what makes it really special is the way it's framed. The steep rock walls and vibrant green moss, the suspension bridge that puts you right in front of it. From up here, you can feel the power of the water rushing below. It's wild, but at the same time, there's a calmness just standing here and taking it all in. Waterfalls like this remind me of just how alive landscapes can be. They're constantly changing depending on the season, the rainfall, and even time of the day. The last time I was here, it felt very different. Today, the flow is a lot stronger, the colors feel deeper, and the energy is just a little different. There's something that makes photography here so interesting. For a spot like this, I'm looking for a balance, something that shows the movement of the water without losing the details in the flow. A slow shutter helps smooth down the water while keeping the surrounding rocks and trees sharp. It's about finding that sweet spot between motion and stillness. Spots like Cascade Falls remind me why I love doing trips like this. It's not necessarily about checking places off a list, but it's about seeing them in a new way, noticing smaller details and capturing the feeling of being here. And sometimes that means coming back to the same spot more than once because every time is always different. There's something about Canada, specifically British Columbia, that always feels nostalgic to me. Maybe it's the mountains, the forest, or the way the air feels up here. It reminds me a lot of where I grew up in Alaska, and that's probably why I find myself always coming back here. Every trip here is a mix of familiar and new. No matter how many times I visit, there's always another spot to explore. There's always another trail to take and another view to chase. And that's what keeps it exciting, because these places never stay the same, and neither do we. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next adventure.